Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here. Today, we're diving into the fascinating, layered, and absolutely mind-blowing universe of Taylor Swift and her Taylor's Version re-records Rep TV and Debut TV, because let me tell you, these albums are full of hidden clues and Easter eggs that only Taylor can masterfully weave into her music. So, let's break it down, era by era. Debut era Taylor Swift. Let's start at the beginning, folks, with Debut TV. The first hints of Taylor's genius were evident even on her very first album. You see, she was already planting seeds here that would blossom years later in the form of hidden messages and connections. Think about Tim McGraw, where she talks about her weeks and an old red pickup truck, and then fast forward to Red TV. It's like she's been hinting at the color red before we even knew what was coming. Fearless era. Then we hit Fearless TV, and wow, this one is like a treasure trove of clues. The re-recording of You Belong With Me has this fantastic moment of nostalgia, but also a look into Taylor's growing ability to fold in clever symbolism. There's also the idea of golden and fearless being central themes throughout the album. And let's not forget how much the color gold is used as a motif in these re-records. You might notice that some of the Fearless TV packaging even makes nods to the color palette used in Red TV, a nice little connective thread. Speak Now era. Now, Speak Now TV, this one's magical, right? The whole album has that lyrical, almost fairy tale-like quality, and the re-recording really highlights her storytelling chops. Look at the track Enchanted. There's a reason why people keep bringing it up in discussions about Evermore. It's a love story in its own right, but the way she's built connections between these albums over time, it's like the Swiftian multiverse, where everything circles back to each other. Red era. Okay, Red TV, one of the most anticipated re-records, and honestly, Taylor didn't just deliver. She broke the internet. She's reimagined songs like All Too Well, turning them into literal masterpieces, right? And the thing about this era is how meticulously Taylor uses colors as metaphors. Red for passion, heartache, and love. When we talk about Rep TV and Debut TV, you realize she was setting up this love or hate emotional duality way back here, setting the stage for what's to come. 1989 era. 1989 TV, this is when Taylor really embraces her pop side. But let's be real, the connections to her past albums are subtle but deep. The visuals in the 1989 TV rollout remind us of that secret message structure she used in her first albums, and of course, there's all the talk about style. It's like she was already planting seeds for her future eras, with themes of self-discovery and reinvention. Reputation era. And then Reputation TV, let's talk about Tortured Poets Department, which is straight up iconic. Reputation is all about reclaiming power and battling through the mess that is fame, while also channeling a darker, more introspective side. The thing is, Rep TV really underscores that Taylor's narrative has always been more than just about love and loss. It's about the push and pull of vulnerability in the face of public scrutiny. The Tortured Poets Department phrase, a perfect nod to her ability to turn personal struggles into art. Lover era. Now, Lover TV, this is the era where Taylor leans into the light, into hope, into all that romantic sweetness. But even in this more whimsical album, she still sneaks in those cryptic references to her previous works. Look at Crawl. Summer, it's the perfect mixture of the passion of Red and the yearning of Speak Now. You can practically hear her stitching together all the themes of her past albums while letting the Lover vibe shine bright. Folklore and Evermore eras. Folklore TV and Evermore TV are a whole other level of depth. These two albums have a completely different tone from anything she's done before, more stripped back, more poetic, and so rich in detail. And if you look at the re-recordings, there's a sense of time looping and recurring themes. Taylor has always said that the two albums are intertwined, but when you hear them in the context of Rep TV or even 1989 TV, you see how she's bridging these stories, characters, and emotions together over time. Midnight's era. And finally, Midnight's TV, where Taylor fully embraces the blurred lines between dreams and reality, between love and heartbreak. There's so much of her earlier self in this record. The introspective nature of Speak Now, the synth pop vibe of 1989, and the lyrical complexity of Red. Plus, there's that feeling of Tortured Poets Department still lingering as she contemplates fame, love, and the passage of time. Taylor's whole career is like one big narrative puzzle, with each album leaving breadcrumbs for the next. The TV records, especially, are packed with little nods and clues that age